OG hustle culture guru Gary Vee makes one of the most wild statements I've ever heard anybody make. But is it true? Me and Zach had this conversation offline and it got kind of intense.
Got heated.
So shout out to Iced Coffee Hour, Graham Stephan. He's been killing it. He's been doing a really good job with his podcast. Yeah, Gary Vee on. Really good conversation. Gary Vee is interesting with how much he shares and how little he shares at the same time. Because he will not talk about any of the stuff people care about him personally, but will still overshare a lot. And this is one of those kind of weird, like, oversharing moments that I was like, he might be right. All right, so real quick.
Had your kids, had your wife.
Explicit.
All right, let's jump into it.
What are your top 3 most insane AI predictions?
That your grandkids will marry an AI human.
He didn't have to think about it, too. That's the worst part. He was just like, that your grandkids will have to marry an AI human.
I'm going to give you guys both sides of this debate in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so just bear with me. Gary Vee predicts that his grandkids will marry an AI human. He is 26. He doesn't have any kids yet, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So fast forward, 50 years in the future? 55 years in the future?
Yeah.
What would the year be in 50 years? 50 years, it would be 2075. So between 2075 and 2085,
yeah,
Gary Vee is predicting that people will be marrying robots.
Okay.
All right, let's let him flesh it out.
What's your conviction level on that?
100%.
That's the Gary Vee charm right there. That's why we all followed him back in the day. Confident.
It's the certainty.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, if you just do the thing 100% of the time, it's gonna work.
Yeah. It's the embellishing, like, kind of pastor tone, like Donald Trump kind of embellishing nature with the certainty. Language 1 is embellishment. Language 2 is certainty.
Yes.
So it's great.
They're going to marry an AI.
Your grandchild is going to marry an AI human.
So this is what we've been talking about. I think people are going to have relationships, fully AI boyfriend, girlfriends. I think it's going to be indistinguishable.
You mean Megan Fox, right? The thing, like, from that movie, you saw that?
No.
On Netflix? Like the AI robot.
Are you talking about she or her or whatever it is?
Not that one. There was a Megan Fox one that just came out. Nonetheless, they're all the same. I believe a robot that is fully AI will marry a human and vice versa for real in your lifetime at scale.
And when you say an AI,
He had it at scale too.
At scale. He said 100% certainty that his grandkid will. But when he said at scale, I go, okay, I don't know about I know for sure because you're basically saying everyone's going to marry AI in 50 years.
Yeah.
But to say at scale, like it's going to be the new, this is going to be really dark. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I know someone that's going through a situation, an acquaintance that's going through a situation, marital situation. It's no one public, it's someone private. They got into it. Somehow the in them getting into it, they said, well, I could just get a woman from overseas.
Oh.
At scale goes, this is the version of getting a woman from overseas.
This is a short little Filipino woman. At scale.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're tracking?
Yeah.
So overseas women, passport bros, this becomes that 50 years from now.
Man, y'all friends need to be in therapy.
And no, hear me out. In that regard,
yeah,
I think Gary Vee is right. The same guy that the passport bro, the same guy that will get a mail order bride, will marry a robot.
Yeah.
At scale.
At scale, yeah.
How frequent is that? How common? I don't know. I don't know what percentage is pulling women from China.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how common that is. But I could see that.
Yeah.
Is it going to be 100% of people? Probably not.
Nah.
But at scale.
Yeah. I think what it really speaks to is the importance of a strong priest, provider, protector, and that's not even a joke, leading the household and the culture for the family. Because we were talking about this, and I was like, you're like, yeah, man, like Flint's kids, like the few generations removed. And I was like, but do you have grandparents? And what was your answer?
I don't have any grandparents in my life.
Yeah. So it's easier to have a disconnect to like how close a grandparent actually is. I mean, even the scriptures say
neither my wife nor me have grandparents in our life.
Yeah, crazy. So it sounds like it probably feels like a crazy, insane, super far away, whatever. it's, I mean, when the scriptures say leave an inheritance for your grandchildren, it is saying like, you know, think about not just one generation, but it's also saying like, you're going to know these people, right? Like I know my grandparents and they have influence in my life and they have influence in even my kids know my grandparents. So it's their great grandparents,
Sure.
you know? So I think it's actually more relevant than ever that we triple and double down on being strong priest provider protectors so that we can influence and lead our families properly so that when we get generations further down, they're not going passport bros or AI bros marrying robots and crazy business like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
And one of the ways you could do that is by scooping something up from our Priest Provider Protector collection.
Come on.
Biggest sale since Black Friday.
Come on. On the Occupy Till I Come 60-day devotional.
Yeah, and the Occupy Till I Come 60-day devotional is available. Great way to build some discipline there. You can also pick up something for yourself, for your mentor, for your pastor, for your dad, for your husband, even for yourself, right? Scoop up a Priest Provider Protector t-shirt by Josh Nadeau, fire away. And this is, to Zach's point, a way to remind yourself that this is who I'm representing so that your grandkids don't marry AI bots.
I mean, that's for real. That's for, I think if
that was smooth.
blessgod.shop to pick that up for you today. If we're actually headed in that direction where it's going to become relevant and prevalent at scale, I think it's actually going to be important for Christians to thoroughly distinguish themselves from these secular materialist worldviews that grow. And so then we actually have to create a theology around AI and we have to create boundaries around, hey man, like I know that you needed help with that recipe and it was nice using ChatGPT on your phone for that. But like when you're cooking, don't turn on the voice mode and start talking to it like it's your therapist. Like find real community. You need a pastor. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
You don't want to be crying.
Well, so okay,
like
so,
Mike
so,
Israel when having conversations with AI, bro.
So here's the thing, though. If this is true, that means that you can't reproduce with AI unless the technology gets super crazy. I don't know how you do that, but if this is true, can't reproduce with AI, which means that the only people that we're reproducing are folks who hold to a traditional sexual ethic to not marry robots. And then there'll just be more Christians than non-Christians.
That's very true. That's very true.
Let's go back to Gary Vee.
Yep.
AI, does that mean like a physical body of a robot? So you're saying that the bodies will get so good that it will look like you and like I could.
I don't know if you know this, but people have sex with sex dolls.
What? Jack does. That explains that thing is in your closet,
What?
Jack.
No.
And obviously, like that is like super taboo, and it's 2025. And I'm not educated on it, though I don't judge anyone who does. But my intuition is that in 20 years, because the AI can power the robot, and because of where we're going,
20 years. That's very soon. I don't think we're gonna have indistinguishable AI looking humans walking around. I don't think that's coming. In 20 years.
The thing is, AI has made leaps and bounds since it first hit the scene.
I think we're away from that. I think we're away from that. I don't think it's 20 years. I think you might have robots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're not gonna look like humans, though.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, again, in a minute, I'm gonna tell you how Gary could be wrong on this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What's going on? That's fully.
See, I've said the same thing because certain AIs, people are getting really attached to them, just like typing back and forth.
What do you think
put it in a
online dating
robot?
is? That's the same. You know that, right?
But I'm
like,
thinking,
no. People fall in love on text. Like people on Tinder or Raya, after 3 hours of texting back and forth, fall in love. Then the physical part happens.
So what is this going to do to society if we're all just
The
with
same
little
thing
robots?
that society looks like right now to a caveman. If we dug up a caveman.
But do you think this is just population collapse?
No.
It is hyper optimism on Gary Vee's part. The benefit that we have when we look back at history is that we go like, see, that didn't end the human society.
Sure. But he is uber optimistic
Totally.
about everything.
But what I'm saying is that because of history, we're always uber optimistic. Even Hitler didn't end all of society.
Sure.
But so we automatically assume that this thing, XYZ, can't end human civilization or human society as we know it.
I think the moment it becomes sentient and can self-progress, meaning it's autonomous and it's infinite in its knowledge and capacity and self-aware, then we're in some really sketchy territory. I don't think we're there yet.
AI war, baby.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
Just
Oh,
people are not going to reproduce.
maybe, but probably not fully, because everyone thinks an or. Just because I'm a robot doesn't mean I'm not willing to f a human.
So you think
Yeah,
that
but
it'll be
if it's
non-exclusive?
like-
But if it's
You think it'll be
indistinguishable,
non-exclusive relationships?
What?
You think it'll be non-exclusive relationships?
Actually, you know
like
what's funny? I've thought about this. I actually think AI robots may save marriages.
Ugh. Ugh.
Like I've been thinking about that. which is
AI is the new Solomon got 300 concubines.
Yeah, man.
You just collect them.
Fresh and Fit is like, it's still technically monogamy if it's all AI robots on the side.
Oh my gosh.
does a couple introduce, just like real couples introduce swinging and another partner
All
now,
right.
is it even better to introduce an AI robot that may help whatever sexual or emotional things are going on in that
Oh
relationship
my gosh.
to become an offsetting contributor to a marriage?
Yeah.
One could argue, this was going to be my second one, that AI will be the reason marriage increases longevity and decreases divorce.
I mean, it doesn't get more optimistic than that.
Yeah. So here's the flip side. Like I was like, oh yeah, like at scale, I can see what he's saying. It replaces the mail order bride, replaces the passport bro, replaces the dude that's already falling in love with AI. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the flip side to all this. You ready for it? Gary Vee was very wrong about the metaverse and very wrong about NFTs. Like very wrong. You could argue he really hurt his reputation by pulling together all the influencers and telling them to buy those stupid cards, those daft, what are those? You know what I'm talking about? They all bought them because Gary Vee had this secret meeting and Logan Paul was there and Mr. Beast was there.
Man, I
Remember that?
I never do something, but when Gary Vee tells me to do something,
that really hurt his reputation. Really hurt his reputation. And then he opened up more NFTs for his V friends. That got him into some trouble, potentially, allegedly. I don't know. So Gary Vee has been very, remember when Facebook renamed their company Meta? Because we were all going to put on goggles and be on the metaverse because I don't want to go outside and get sunshine. I want to be on the metaverse.
Yeah.
How'd that pan out?
They had to walk it back. Meta did. Or they made their whole metaverse thing, and then like, I don't know if they walked it back, but they pretty much sidelined it. They're like, nah.
Yeah, because it was trash.
Yeah, not going to slap.
Right?
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, earlier, I was supporting Gary and saying, yeah, I can see that at scale. Flip side is, he struck out big with the NFT thing.
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard somebody seriously propose NFTs as any degree of value?
Or blockchain. When's the last time you heard the word blockchain in a while?
Right? I mean, there's people like the Bitcoin stuff and the Ethereum stuff. They talk about blockchain.
Yeah, but it's...
I mean, listen, I know of someone that has all their money in Bitcoin. That's still a thing. So Gary Vee has been wrong before. He could be wrong again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll see.
Someone said, I miss the Ask Gary Vee days. I saw another person say, Gary Vee needs to stick to garage sales.
Hey,
man.
Gary Vee is an OG. Gary Vee, I think, was very early on some of this stuff. Which one can argue.
Gary's claim to fame was missing out on Uber.
No, that's not true. I mean, Crush It was a good book. The Ask Gary Vee book was a good
like that
book.
was his talking point for like a decade. It was not like, so I missed Uber. And you're one decision away from missing it. That was like the whole premise of
Chill. We don't need additional Gary Vee slander.
I love Gary Vee.
And I'm not trying to slander him because he might be watching this.
Gary Vee was the original entrepreneur that I watched that inspired me to be like, yeah, I can say the F word in school.
Oh my gosh. What? Bro. The point is, he's been wrong before.
Yeah.
And he could be very wrong on this because all this AI talk can yo-yo in the opposite direction. All this metaverse stuff went the opposite. Apple's goofy things. When's the last time you heard anyone talk about those? There's like $3,000
with the cable that has to go down into the charging port that sits in your back pocket.
It's augmented reality. No one cares. No one cares. Some of this stuff has seriously, no one cares. So all I'm saying is every time people come out and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be this. Yeah. There's a segment of popularity that's like, nah, we're not doing that. That's stupid. No, I'm not doing a Google meeting with Meta glasses on. That's dumb. In a freaking cartoon of myself. Like this is awesome. Stupid. So I could see it going that direction as well, and he'd be very wrong on this. Now he's gotten a lot of stuff right too. Don't forget, he was very early on Facebook ads, crushed it. with that, that's how he really built his personal brand, is crushing it with Facebook ads. He was very early on TikTok and told everybody for like 3 years to get on Musical.ly and then get on TikTok, preaching that, and that exploded.
Come on now.
And so he's not a dumb guy. But I'm just saying he's been wrong before. He could be wrong on this. It's not keeping me up at night. And I think it's an interesting conversation, to say the least. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to comment below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And check out this other video that YouTube seems to be recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.